everybody. So today we're going to have another review of one of my home brews. This is my base porter 60L with chocolate malt and chocolate rye. 5.52% ABV. This was bottled on 4/29/21, I believe. I have done a couple of these. If you've watched them recently from the ones that I've done, that chocolate rye I'm really liking. It seems like it brings out a lot of coffee. Now, again, I said 4/21, so this is over a year old. I think that's right. I should check it. Make sure you check the description because I'm almost thinking, yeah, that had to be. Yeah, that I bottled this. That doesn't seem right. See, I should also put the dates or the years on here because now I'm starting to doubt myself. Like maybe this was bottled 4/29/20. That seems like it was too long ago. Yeah, I bet you it was 4/21 or 4/29/21 is when this was bottled. That seems better. We'll go with that. They have been out. They've been warming up. I do like my coffee cold, so I try and drink my porters and most of my base stouts when they're cold. So that'll depend on your taste preferences of where you drink them. So this should have used 4 carbonation tablets. My last one was not overcarbed, but my 2 prior were. So let's see what this brings to the table. A little hiss, a little smoke. It looks like this one's good. It must be. I'm just saying right now, and if you know, you can leave a comment down below. My guess is it's the amount of sugars that are left in the beer. So if you have a beer that attenuates correctly, say for a porter 5% to 5.5%, you're not going to have enough sugars in there, and you should be fine. Because these last two that haven't been overcarbed, the ABV's been in the range where I think it should be. Where the other two, they were low. They were like 4.12 and 4.9. So maybe there's a little residual sugar left in there. So the yeast, the leftover in the bottle had more sugar to eat. And that's why they're overcarbed. I mean, this one doesn't even have a head on it. Let's look at the color. Now, this one should be a little darker. Yeah, I would say it is. This is more dark brown. I would say more of a dark brown than the last one I did with the pale chocolate and chocolate rye in it. This is using the Crystal 60, so the SRM is going to be a little higher, so it's going to produce a little darker beer, and probably that pale chocolate has a lighter SRM than a chocolate malt, so it would be a little bit darker. I would say this is about as far as I would want to go on a porter as far as the color, but again, it's home brewing, do what you want. Let's go ahead and smell. More coffee, more like a fresh roast coffee, a little bitterness in there, roasted coffee, a touch of chocolate. I don't get as much sweetness out of this one as I have the other ones. These last couple days I've been drinking more of these homebrew porters. But yeah, this one smells more bold. French roast instead of that city roast, a darker, bolder, a little bitterness in there. I'm getting the chocolate though. It's kind of like a bitter chocolate covered coffee bean. That it's not sweet. That bitterness, that coffee is still coming out, but that chocolate is still there. That's like the first layer that you're getting. So let's go ahead and taste. More chocolate. There's not as much bitterness as you get out of the smell. less carbonated. I think the last one that I had was probably the best carbonation level. It was kind of lower, but this seems like it's flat. Yeah, more chocolate, but you get that roasted coffee. No bitterness. I think the coffee comes out more in the aftertaste, but the chocolate, not sweet chocolate, is more in the taste. Definitely less sugar, less sweetness. 5.5, and why do I turn them away? So usually, I mean, you can see the one that's right here, but I turned it away so I can't see what the ABV on that one was. I would almost say this is a little high. It tastes more like a lower stout than it does a porter, in my opinion. Like the tastes are too bold for a porter. They're more what you would see in a stout. Uh, I wouldn't say it's dry, but it's definitely not sweet. I think it's almost attenuated too much, in my opinion, because you get that chocolate, then there's no sweetness. There's a tiny bit of bitterness. There's a little bit of coffee in there. That roasted malt, like I said, it's almost like you get the chocolate without the sweetness, the roasted coffee bean in there. Then it is kind of dry, drinkable all day long. Um, would I brew it again? No, because that other one. I almost feel like maybe use less chocolate malts in there, and that's just because I think I like that chocolate rye, what that brings to the table, and I think that I'm guessing I split it. You'll see the recipe down below, but I don't think I should have split it. I think I should have cut that chocolate malt in half. The only thing I can do is brew another batch like that just to see. It'll be interesting to see what I thought about this at the first review or first tasting of it. It definitely leaves that coffee, French roast coffee, bold coffee in the aftertaste. Maybe a little more carbonation would have helped this one. I don't think it's bad. I would not brew it like this. But yeah, I still think I like that chocolate rye. I'm going to taste some more and we'll go from there. So if you enjoyed this homebrew video, check out some more over here. And until next time, cheers.